This is the podcast for Media Forms. It's the MEST 1, Section A, Media Forms podcast. What are media forms? They are the codes and conventions of a media text, the features that make the text the text. They include, as well as obviously the things we're going to discuss in a moment, iconography, if they're iconic or not, the genre, what genre it is. You will need to comment on them using your media terminology and the effect they have or why they have been chosen. To get the marks, you have to explain why they've been used. Don't worry, you're not expected to go into lots of detail in the media forms question because some of the things you mention will be brought into institution and audience and representation. But you need to show that you understand what the codes and conventions are of the text that you've just watched. That's what the media forms question is all about. For broadcast, you need to mention the following. Mise en scene, everything in the scene, everything in the frame. This includes camera angles, characters, costumes, props, locations, lighting, and colours. You also need to mention camera movements, pan, tracking, static, and crane shot. Sound, whether it's diegetic, the source is in the frame, non-diegetic, the source is not in the frame, or ambient, background noise. Edits and transitions, wipe, fade, dissolve, and cut. You also need to talk about the narrative of the text. The enigma and action codes are the questions we're asking ourselves. Is there actions that have been included? Why have those actions been included? What are they trying to create? Binary opposites, are there sort of old versus young? Police versus criminal, are there any binary opposites? Narrative structures, which we've just discussed in other lessons, and also you've got prop, where are they playing defined roles, and order of, is there an equilibrium, a disequilibrium, and then a new equilibrium created during the text. You might not see these all the time, obviously, because it depends on the text, but they are things to think about and revise. Print. Obviously you need to mention headline, the subhead, the strapline or the stand first. The other parts of such the first paragraph is the stand first. We will have obviously already gone through these, but these are things to remind you. Central image used, whether it's in columns, the use of text boxes, the use of WOBs, white on black, use of colour, the body copy, how the main body of the text is written, the language choices, etc. The typeface, the font size, the colour of the font, why have they used it? Any thumbnail images or inserts that you've got, smaller images, any blank spaces or white spaces or black spaces that they've got, and any captions that they've got underneath the pictures to anchor the picture to the image. Anchor the story to the image. And graphics. What graphics have they used? E-media is a bit of a combination of the two. There's a headline. Obviously, there's usually some sort of headline or main title. Is there a subhead? Is there a strapline? What's the central image? Is the use of text boxes? Use of colour? The body copy again. What's the main body of the text? The written part of the text about? The typeface, the font size, the font colour, any thumbnail images or inserts, links and share facilities, are there links to social networking, why are there links to social networking, how can you link to other pages, you've got hyperlinks in there as well, you've got graphics, are there any graphics in there, any cartoons, any other types, there's the logo, what logos have they got in there, are there any videos also there that you can share, that you can link to other places? What else is on any media text? How can it be used? And also the interactivity. What makes the thing about e-media, remember, is it's interactive. What makes it interactive? Is it the fact you can choose the theme of the page? Is it the fact you can choose to explore it as a character? Can you choose to change the way it looks? Can you choose your cursor image? What makes it interactive? And mention it. That is how the main things you need to be looking for in the e-media text. Don't forget, there are other things, but these are the one main ones, and you can mention others that you notice because it depends on the text you are given.